and welcome, friends. I truly hope you're enjoying walking this path of love. I'm enjoying making these videos and having them available for you, and it's certainly bringing more peace into my life. Today we're on lesson 196, but before we begin our lesson, we will do our usual drop-in and our offering to the universe. So I invite you to gently close your eyes down. Drop your awareness downwards and connect with your sacred heart. With your awareness rested in your heart, come to notice your breaths. Filling your sacred heart with divine life force energy. And as you breathe out, sending love out into the world. And we begin this day in gratitude. We open our hearts and we surrender to love. We ask love to lead the way through the minutes and the hours of this new day. We welcome joy, fun, and abundant prosperity. We recognize that all encounters are wholesome and that all experiences can be met with a peaceful heart that is anchored in the truth that we are one, that we are love, and that we are free. And so we release these words and we let it be. So lesson 196 is, it can be but myself I crucify. When this is firmly understood and kept in full awareness, you will not attempt to harm yourself, nor make your body slave to vengeance. You will not attack yourself. You will realize that to attack another is to attack yourself. You will be free of the insane belief that to attack another saves yourself, and you will understand their safety is your own, and in their healing, you are healed. So this is a big lesson in terms of forgiveness as well, in terms of not holding any resentments or any grievances towards anyone. Because in fact, when you do, you are crucifying yourself, you're harming yourself, you're hurting yourself, you're imprisoning yourself. So perhaps at first you will not understand how mercy, limitless and with all things held in its sure protection, can be found in the idea that it is only yourself you can crucify. It may in fact appear to be a sign that punishment can never be escaped, because the ego, under what it sees as threat, is quick to cite the truth to save its lies. Yet must it fail to understand the truth it uses thus. You can learn to see these foolish applications and deny the meaning they appear to have. So it's a good one to have to hand when we find ourselves in blame of anyone else, when we find we want to hold something against someone else. Thus do you teach your mind that you are not an ego. For the ways in which the ego would distort the truth will not deceive you any longer. You will not believe you are a body to be crucified, and you will see within today's idea the light of resurrection, looking past all thoughts of crucifixion and of death to thoughts of liberation and of life. And again, crucifixion seems like a very strong word, the idea of being nailed to a cross. But if you think about how stuck we can be in life and how difficult it can be to move on, particularly from perceived injuries and particularly from the habit of self-harm, the habits of judgment that we have. So in a way, we are crucified, we are tied and stuck, and this is a way out. So today's idea is one step we take in leading us from the bondage to the state of perfect freedom. Let us take this step, that we may quickly go the way salvation shows us, taking every step in its appointed sequence, as the mind relinquishes its burdens one by one. It is not time we need for this. It is willingness. And I love that. We always talk about this little bit of willingness, this little opening. For what would seem to need 1,000 years can easily be done in just one instant by the grace of God. So no time is needed, just willingness, just your yes. The dreary, hopeless thought that you can make attacks on others and escape yourself has nailed you to the cross. Perhaps it seemed to be salvation, yet it merely stood for the belief the fear of God is real. And what is that but hell? Who could believe its creator is its deadly enemy, separate from it and waiting to destroy its life and blot it from the universe, without the fear of hell upon their heart? So, this really, really kind reminder that God is pure love and that you are one with it. God is love and you are one with it. Such is the form of madness you believe if you accept the fearful thought that you can attack another and be free yourself. Until this form is changed, there is no hope. Until you see that this at least must be entirely impossible, how could there be escape? The fear of God is real to anyone who thinks this thought is true, and they will not perceive its foolishness or even see that it is there, or that it would be possible to question it. So there is no other. Anyone that you see outside yourself is one with you. To question it at all, its form must first be changed at least as much as will permit fear of retaliation to abate and the responsibility return to some extent to you. From there, you can at least consider if you want to go along this painful path. Until this shift has been accomplished, you cannot perceive that it is only your thoughts that bring you fear, and your deliverance depends on you. So you have the ability to set yourself free. You have the key in your hand. Our next steps will be easy if you take this one today. From there, we go ahead quite rapidly. For once you understand it is impossible that you be hurt except by your own thoughts, and the fear of God must disappear. You cannot then believe that fear is caused without, so it's within. We cause our own fear. And God, whom you had thought to banish, can be welcomed back within the holy mind God never left. So you can come into the knowing that you are saved, that you are free, that you are whole, that you are complete, that there is nothing missing, there is no lack. Salvation or freedom song can certainly be heard in the idea we practice for today. If it can only be you crucify, you did not hurt the world and need not fear its vengeance and pursuit. Nor need you hide in terror from the deadly fear of God projection hides behind. The thing you dread the most is your salvation. So it's our light. We speak about this. It's our light we're afraid of. It's our freedom we're afraid of. You are strong, and it is strength you want. You are free and glad of freedom. You have sought to be both weak and bound because you feared your strength and freedom. Yet salvation lies in your strength and your freedom. So can you say yes to this today, please? Can you say yes to your strength, yes to your freedom, yes to your light, yes to knowing your wholeness? There is an instant in which terror seems to grip your mind so wholly that escape appears quite hopeless. When you realize once and for all that it is you fear, the mind perceives itself as split. And this has been concealed while you believed attack could be directed outward and returned from outside to within. It seemed to be an enemy outside you had to fear, and thus a God outside yourself became your mortal enemy, the source of fear. So we're reminded there is nothing outside ourselves. The whole universe is contained within us. Now for an instant, a murderer is perceived within you, eager for your death, intent on plotting punishment for you until the time when it can kill at last. Yet in this instant is time as well in which salvation comes. For fear of God has disappeared, and you can call on God to save you from the illusions by God's love, calling God your creator and yourself God's child. Pray that that instant may be soon, today. Step back from fear and make advance to love. There is no thought of God that does not go with you to help you reach that instant and to go beyond it quickly and surely and forever. When the fear of God is gone, there are no obstacles that still remain between you and the holy peace of God. How kind and merciful is the idea we practice. Give it welcome as you should, for it is your release. It is indeed only you your mind can try to crucify, yet your redemption too will come from you. So this is really, can be put very simply. It's about changing your mind, and it's about looking at things differently, and it's about choosing something else, another way. It's about looking at your brothers and your sisters and all others as being one with you, recognizing that you cannot place judgment on them without it affecting you. You cannot blame them without affecting you. You become responsible for you and how you choose to live your life. And you put love first. Fear is no longer a thing that we require in our lives. And we begin to realize that when our lives are directed by fear, we just get more fear and we live in fear and we put fear out there. So starting at the beginning of your day to choose love, put love in place. And when you notice that you're in fear, call on the Holy Spirit, call on your inner wisdom to give you a new perception, a new way of looking at things, and to restore you to sanity and to love. We'll take a moment with this, sitting in quiet, recognizing that we are creating all that we are experiencing. And we create very often with fear. And today we're choosing to create with love. I choose to create with love. I choose to see the other as myself. I recognize all others as Christ. I am Christ and you are too. I am love and you are too. I am whole and complete and one with love, and you are whole and complete and one with love. Today I release all the prisoners in my mind, and therefore I release myself. When you're ready, you can gently open your eyes, and I would suggest going on a little mind search today and just see all the places where you crucify yourself or where you feel you're crucifying others, and just jot them down and perhaps burn them, have a little ritual, hand them over, surrender them, set yourself free.